All right, everybody. I got a new little installation here. Basically, everybody's always talking about what's something fast that you can smoke, something easy to start with. Salmon is pretty easy. It smokes at about 30 minutes per pound. Each one of these slabs are 3 pounds. I like to smoke it. It's incredible when it comes off hot, but I like it even better once you put it in the refrigerator for a day and let it cool off. Very simple, not a lot of ingredients. Lemon pepper, I love Badia. They, not sponsored by them, but they're the best cost, and I think it's the best product I found out there that I like in the lemon pepper. A little bit of smoked paprika, dill weed, and when it's on the smoker, I also add the smoke tube. I load this with pellets, set it on fire, so it adds extra smoke flavor to it. One of the things you want to do here is you definitely want to check for bones in these. You can run your blade along, look in the vein and feel and see if they missed any bones. Sometimes you'll find a couple, like here. Just pick them out, take your knife, run along, get them out. You do not want to eat a bone. It's not going to be good for you, especially if it gets caught in your throat. But usually the grocers tend to trim these pretty good and get all the bones out, or not the grocers, but the people that are filleting clean them. So let me rinse my hands off real quick right here. Done. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna load it up with some lemon pepper. You can be a little aggressive with this. You don't have to be too light, but you don't want to go too much either. So there's a fine line, and you know, you'll get to your palate whatever you like. You'll find is best for you. So take a little bit of lemon pepper, nice little coating over the top of it. Don't be scared. You want to let it sit in there. There's not a ton of salt in lemon pepper, but there's a little bit. But that lemon just gives it that pop, and that pepper gives it that nice little zest. I love it. All right, so hit it with this on both of these. I like to get my stuff up a little bit high, even though I spread it around, it gets all everywhere a little bit. My wife hates it when I do that, but you know what? If you ain't making a mess, you ain't making memories, as they say. I don't know if that's who they are, and I don't know who they are. Everybody always talks about they, them. Well, they say that, but I say something different. I'm gonna hit it with the paprika, give that a little smoke, a little zest, a little other color. And boom, boom, boom. Like I said, don't be scared to put a little bit on it, because you'll find after you smoke it, it may not have had enough pop of the flavor you wanted. So, next thing, dill weed. So, dill weed over the top. Again, it's all about those flavor profiles in your mouth. The lemon zest, the pepper, that smoked paprika, a little bit of pop of dill weed. This is also great in eggs. If you've ever done scrambled eggs, I love putting dill weed in my scrambled eggs when I cook them. My sister-in-law calls them fancy eggs. So, but let's see, that all looks good. So what we're gonna do from here is we're gonna go out, we're gonna set the smoker up at a 205 degrees. With super smoke and smoke tube added. I'm gonna put a probe in each one of these. When it hits 145 degrees, that's gonna be your done temperature. Don't let it go over. You like to have these things just perfectly cooked. A little underdone is even okay. And then bam, you're gonna be slapping your mom. If I put this stuff on top of your head, your tongue would beat your brain out trying to get to it. So, all right, let's go out and check out the smoker and throw these slabs on. Okay, here we are on the Camp Chef. I have two smokers. I have a Rectech and a Camp Chef. Camp Chef I use for when I'm doing bigger things. My other smoker is more like almost like a charcoal grill. So we're gonna set the temperature. Gonna go in here. We're gonna go to 225. I'm sorry, 205. I said it wrong. 205, boom. Confirm startup, done. So we're gonna let this thing fire up. Once we get the temperature, I'm also going to set up the smoke tube. I'll show you that in 1 second. Okay, we have the tube loaded full of pellets from the pellet smoker. One of the great things about Camp Chef, they have this side burner that is you can put a griddle, a grill box, or a pizza oven. I've got the pizza oven right there. There's my griddle. my grill box I don't use anymore, but boom, light this bad boy up. It'll get those hot and ready to smoke. And once they start smoking, I'll throw them in. And it's about the time, that thing will be about done. About when this thing hits temperature. Coming up, 98 degrees, coming up a little bit. Once we get there, we're gonna throw the salmon on, be ready to rock and roll. All right, the smoker's starting to come to life now. Smoke tube is lit, getting those coals hot, and then I'll blow that flame out and it's gonna add extra smoke. These are just how these things smoke when they start up. They don't smoke this heavy. If you smoke that heavy, you'd have way too many tannins and your meats would get too acidic. So these things, once it gets going, the heat starts pumping. I always like to open it up, give it a little gust of oxygen in there so you don't have a flashback or a backdraft. So we're getting ready here. We're gonna throw this meat on in just about 2 minutes. All right, we got our smoke tube in here. We've hit our temperature. We've got our smoke level set at 10. Now it's time to throw the salmon on this bad boy. All right, now we're just gonna simply take these salmon slabs. We're gonna lay them up here on the smoke, like so. Put the heaviest meat side towards the basically where the heat's at. I'm gonna throw these probes right in the center. We're looking for a 145 internal temperature in the thickest part of the salmon. So we've got everything in. It's smoking. It's in my eyes. all part of the smoking experience to get smoked. We're gonna close this. As you can see, I got an insulated blanket on here. I use it all year round. Just saves on the amount of pellets that you're using on your stove. So check back in on this thing about 1 hour and 30 minutes. Those things will be ready to come off and rest. Okay, as you can see, we're running at a 205 set temperature. It runs between 200 and 210 degrees with the heat out like this, and set to 10. Smoke level, what's the highest. We run at 118 and 123 right now. Let's take a peek inside. As you can see, they're sitting real pretty right here. Got the smoke tube going and plenty of smoke. All right, we'll come back in a little bit, check these bad boys out. Okay, we've reached the core temperature of 147 on one and 138 on the other one. So I'm gonna remove the one now, let the other one soak for just a little bit longer, and then we'll pull it off and go inside. Bring them in off the smoker. Come back, I'll shut the door. Both these bad boys are ready. You see the spatula? See the spatula on here? I like to use this to help scoop it off so they don't fall apart. We're gonna let these things rest. Now, like I said, my favorite thing to do with these bad boys is put them in the refrigerator and let them get cold. I will eat this for 2, 3, 4 days with some rice, black beans, little pico de gallo, make a nice little bowl, almost like my own Chipotle bowl. But this is super healthy, not high in sodium or sugars or anything. This is really good. Super tender, super moist, great flavor pop on the bark outside on the skin. Also, I forgot to say this. I want the salmon with the skin on. I want all those delicious fat nutrients and everything between the skin and the meat. It just makes it pop that much more. And I promise you, like I said before, you set this salmon on top of your head, your tongue will beat your brain out trying to get to it. Well, thanks for taking some time. This is Brian Peeler, Peeler Time Barbecue. Y'all have a great day. I'll keep putting out some more videos. I hope y'all like what I'm putting out. I'm not perfect. I'm not the best, but I try to be, and I'll try to get better for you. Thanks, guys.